There is a pattern I see with leaders who get promoted into senior roles. The first thing they do is double down on everything that got them promoted. More data, more detail, more preparation, more answers, more contribution. And it is that doubling down, that reflex to prove, that produces the gap the organization starts to see. The very instinct that served them is now working against them. This is a different kind of gap from the expression gap. With expression, the problem is that the leader is not visible enough. The thinking is hidden. With authority, the leader is visible. They are contributing actively. But what they are making visible is the wrong register. In Module 1, you met the proving leader, the one who answers every question, works the longest hours, but gets feedback that he does not seem to be in charge. That archetype is the authority gap in action. Now, we are looking at the mechanics of why it forms and how it shows up in data. The leader who has earned the role but has not occupied it, still operating in the register that got them promoted, adding to every conversation, being the person with ideas, arguing positions in detail with supporting evidence, showing their work instead of stating their position. The new role requires a different mode. Not more contribution, not better contribution, a different kind of contribution entirely. The kind that signals authority rather than expertise. The kind that leaves space for others to contribute while the leader shapes the direction. Consider a newly promoted SVP of product. In her previous role as VP, she was the one who always had the sharpest competitive analysis, the most thorough market data, the clearest feature prioritization. Her promotion was based on that mastery. Now she sits in C-suite meetings and does the same thing, brings the most data, speaks on 80% of topics, argues positions with supporting evidence. Her contributions are excellent. The CEO's feedback. She is doing the VP job from the SVP chair. Her expertise is real. Her register has not shifted. She is performing the role she was promoted from, not the role she was promoted to. Profile XT data surfaces this pattern clearly. High analytical drive paired with low interpersonal attunement in the leadership context. The leader defaults to building the case when the room expects them to state the position. In plain language, the transition from proving value to projecting confidence. That single sentence captures the authority gap. The leader is still earning their seat when the room already expects them to own it. Here is what this looks like in a specific moment that most senior leaders will recognize. A CFO presents a 15-minute board update. He has 40 slides. He walks through each one methodically, covering every data point, every variance, every risk factor. The board chair tells the CHRO afterward, he gives us everything we need to know and nothing we need to feel. I cannot tell whether he believes in this strategy or is just reporting on it. The presentation is comprehensive. The authority is absent. He is building the case when the board expects him to state the conviction. And the board leaves unsure whether their CFO is behind the strategy or merely analyzing it. In your last meeting, did you speak because you had something only you could contribute at the level your role requires? Or did you speak because the silence felt uncomfortable, or because you had the answer, or because contributing is what you have always done? There is a difference between those motivations. Sit with which one applies. This gap is harder to close than the expression gap because it is tied to professional identity, not communication mechanics. The leader has to renegotiate their internal definition of what the job actually requires. That renegotiation takes time and it feels disorienting. The coaching approach targets a shift in operating register, not more preparation or more skills. Restraint practice, speaking last instead of first. Position first communication, recommendation before reasoning, delegation as authority signal, Trusting that the team's work reflects on the leader without the leader touching every piece. These are not personality changes. They are behavioral adjustments to a different register. The register the role requires. And I want to name what makes this genuinely hard. You are being asked to stop doing the things that made you successful. That feels like regression. It feels like you are being asked to do less, to contribute less, to matter less. It is not regression. It is operating at a different level, different mode. The competence is still there. The expertise does not disappear. The role just does not need you to prove it anymore. It needs you to project it. You can see the authority gap pattern now. Like the expression gap, it shows up in data, but the data looks different. What authority gap signals look like in your 360 and Profile XT results, and a self-diagnostic you can start using this week is what we are looking at next.